quick UnClone insiders, it's time to go from unknown to unclone. You got to have the UnClone book bundle, the #1 book bundle in the marketplace to help you live an unclone life and build an unclone brand. All you have to do is head over to unclonedbb.com. That is UnClonedbb.com. Until next time, let's go live an unclone life and build an unclone brand. Hello, everybody. If you can hear me, just put yes in the chat. Hey, how are you all doing today? What's up? So I'm excited about today's video because I want to share with you why the updates to Canva is such a big deal. I think a lot of the times when people, see updates for platforms and stuff like that, we don't be paying attention. And I'm just going to give you some game real quick. If there's any tool that you use, right, that you absolutely love, become a person who's always in the know about what's going on. So for instance, if you use Canva and you have not watched the Canva Create, I think it's called Canva Create or Canva, I think it was Canva Create. If you have not watched the keynote, you missing out, because anytime a brand does an annual keynote, that's their way of updating you and informing you of all the changes and updates, right? And so whenever I'm about to buy a new Apple product, I always watch the keynote. Whatever tool that I use the most, I'm always watching the keynote. So if you ever want to know, like, be in the know of what's going on with any brand, become obsessed with watching the keynote, right? And so I don't necessarily know where to find the replay to the keynote, but I'm quite sure if you go to Canva's website or something like that, it's pretty easy to find, all right? Oh, here it is, play announcements. Boom, you can click this little button right here. Let's see. I already did that. 1 second. Boom. Yeah. Let's see. This is their way of showing you the thing. Let me see. Skip to the end because I just want to get to the meat and potatoes. So it looks like I thought that button would play the keynote, but nevertheless, make sure you go and watch the keynote because it's a great way for you to be informed of like what's going on. All right. So, yeah, you can watch it on a YouTube page. Thank you for that. So how are you all doing? Happy Sunday. I didn't go live this past week because, to be honest, I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it. Coach Week was lit. I found myself really focusing and honing in on our clients this past week. And typically when I'm doing YouTube videos, it really kind of benefit our entire community and our entire people. But one of the things you're going to see us spend a lot more time doing this year is spending more time with our clients and customers. We already spend a lot of time with our clients and customers, but spending even more time with our clients and customers. And so if you are a person who just enjoy our free content, I really appreciate you for checking out our content. But if you really want to go to whatever level that is for you in this year, make sure you get tapped into one of our programs so you can get served at the highest level. So anywho, I wanted to do this video because I thought it'd be beneficial to everybody, right? And as a person who makes a ton of graphics for promotional campaigns, I was like, this is going to be a game changer. So one of the things that Canva said that they came out with is, and let me just create a fake design real quick just to kind of illustrate this point. So we're going to create a fake design here. We're going to start with, typically people make like an Instagram story or a flyer or something like that. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to pretend like I'm making a flyer. We normally start our campaigns off with like an announcement flyer or something like that, right? And let me tell you, if I wanted to create another version of this, even if it was just like a little bit longer in width or whatever, I would have to go to File, Create a New Design, and Resize, right? Because Canva natural resize feature just wasn't that great, right? And so if I wanted to create another variation of a design, not necessarily another square, but let's say I wanted to create an email header, I would have to duplicate my current design, resize the new design, and then move things around, right? Which is a damn nightmare. I mean, I did it because I didn't have any options, but the fact that you can workflow within one design is crazy pants. Okay. So right here, you will notice, and hopefully y'all can see this on screen. But one of the things you will notice here is you can add another page of the same size, or if you click on this drop down menu, you may say, oh, well, actually, I'm ready to create my presentation now. Boom. So you went from flyer, right? And I'm going to show you a real world example here in a minute, but you went from flyer to presentation. Crazy. And then let's say that you need to also create an email header. So for us, I know that an email header is 1200 by 600. And so I'll create that email header. Boom. Just like that, I created an email header. Then I might say, oh, well, I actually need to create the new Instagram size. So I think it's 1080 by 1350, if I'm not mistaken. Let me verify. Resize. Okay, so yeah, so 1080 by 1350. So I can click here, more, custom size, 1080 by 1350. Boom, another design size. So I went from creating a flyer, just a traditional square flyer, to a presentation, to an email header, to a Instagram, like the new Instagram design, right? Do y'all know how big of a game changer this is? Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, I think everybody heard like Canva code, and then they heard, Canva Sheets, which, to be honest, most people I know ain't even using that. So it's cool. It's a great development. But most people I know, at least the most people in our community, they use, creating flyers, graphics, workbooks, shit like that. So for the most part, the feature that people probably should have got more lit about, in my opinion, is the fact that you don't have to code switch or go from one document to the next in order to create your assets for your marketing campaign, right? And so if you all don't know who I am, my name is Audria Richmond. And I realized I didn't introduce myself. My name is Audria Richmond. I'm a marketing and brand strategist. I work directly with my clients to teach them how to build uncloned brands and launch profitable marketing campaigns. I am the author of all three of these books. I wrote the book, Are You Ready for the Yes?, which is a personal brand book. You can also use it to support your company brand. I also wrote the book, UnCloned Life, 7 Epic Unrules for Owning Your Shit. And then my most recent book is UnCloned Marketing, How to Challenge Your Norms with Profitable Marketing Campaigns. And so I wrote a whole book on marketing campaigns. And marketing campaigns, even though they're often ignored by small business owners, it is exactly what you need if you want to go to the next level, right? So I'm going to take you behind the scenes of a campaign that we just did last month, which is it was a launch style masterclass. And I want to kind of walk you through all the assets that we needed to create for that. All right. So let me go to the launch style webinar, right? So I did a webinar. It was on, and let me close this out so I can kind of go in here and show you. So what I did was, I came in here and I put all of our assets in one file, just so you can see exactly like how it is, right? So remember, if you have the launch system, right? If you like, Audria, what are you talking about? Because I notice when I talk about certain things, I have people who are new to our stream that don't know certain things. So we have a system called the launch system, okay? And inside the UnCloned Launch System, it's kind of like having me as a personal coach on your shoulder, walking you through, the launch process or whatever it is that you're working on, right? And so with the launch system, inside the launch system, we have an entire section. And the best way to look about it is like the planner is like walking you through step by step every part of the framework, right? So let me log into my account and show you that section of the planner, okay? Let me log in real quick and show y'all that section of the planner. Also, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you go ahead and share this out with your friends, family, all the things. Also, if you're new to the YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right. Okay. So I'm logging in. so I can show you that section of the planner. So when you buy the launch system, you get the planner, you get the course as a part of that. All right. So let me log in here and show you the inside of the planner, that part of the planner. So, and it's like a 400-page planner. Okay. So let me go down here. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like me sitting there right there with you, walking you through it. Right. So let's go to our asset section here up top. Okay. So we're going to go to graphics. So graphics is a huge part of design, right? I mean, a part of your campaign. Graphics and graphics in addition to copy. Those are the part of the biggest parts of any marketing campaign. So if you've seen anybody do any campaign, they've had to create a bunch of graphics and they had to write a lot of copy. And when I say copy, I'm talking about your Instagram captions, your threads, your stories, anything with words, right? So copy and graphics is the most, it's the heaviest part of a launch, right? As well as video, if you have a lot of videos that you create for your brand, right? Okay, so when you come over here, right? And normally I don't ever show the inside of our planner, but I'm doing it today just so you all can kind of see some of the typical assets that you would create whenever you are like doing a campaign. You're not limited to this list, but for the most part, you won't need more than what's on this list. Now, it depending on your campaign, now that we have, AI and all of that stuff, you may want to add prompts or something like that. But for the most part, you pretty much will use what's on this page, right? So if you look here, you see website, right? Most campaigns need a website or a landing page. Maybe you need to create a funnel. Maybe you need to create a Facebook business cover, a personal Facebook cover, a group cover, a Twitter cover, a LinkedIn cover, YouTube banner. Like all of these are just all of this is just like a list to kind of jumpstart your brain on all of the different assets you're going to create, right? So for us, when we do a marketing campaign, we typically have a lot of things that we need to design. So let me take you to a bird's eye view of this so you can kind of see what I'm saying. All right. So we typically need a flyer. Okay. So remember I told you we needed some flyers. So right here you will see we have this flyer and it has the URL attached to it. And then we got another flyer that don't have the URL because it depends on where we're going to be showing it. Right. And so typically whenever we do promotional campaigns, sometimes we send people to our shop to sign up, and then they get a PDF confirmation. So then the PDF confirmation will just confirm what they have and walk them through that. And then it's like, hey, click here to register on Zoom. And then if it was still in coming soon mode, they would have seen this instead of this one, right? Because we started promo a lot earlier than normal. And so we know we didn't have those types of emails set up yet. And then when we transitioned to having everything set up, then when people downloaded the PDF, it then had the Zoom link, right? And then it comes with like this back cover. So right now, just within this one document, I done showed you 2 promotional flyers. So one with the URL, one without. Then here you see an email header, right? So I got 2 different email headers because we did an encore. So we have March 13th as well as March 16th. So those 2 email headers, depending on if it was the first time we did the webinar or if it was an encore, then we had to change the date, right? Because we did the first webinar on the 13th and then we did an encore on the 16th. So we had to update the graphics to reflect that. The other thing, like I just showed you, we had the PDF, the PDF confirmation PDF that we give people. Then in addition to that, we had to create an Instagram size flyer. So if you all don't know, Instagram came out with an update probably about a month or so ago where all of the graphics are now officially this new size, which is 1080 by 1350. So this is all of the Instagram size version, right? So you can see it changed depending on what it says. So we got unclonemarketing.com, then we got click the link in my bio, and then we have Encore this Sunday. So is this making sense, everybody? Just put yes in the chat. Also, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop it in the chat. All right. So you will see here that we have the 3 Instagram versions of the flyer, right? Then we have the website header. So if you like, okay, well, what was the website header used for? So we had a page that you could go to sign up for the webinar, and we had to create a branded header for that website page. And so that's what this is, this website header. Then we had to create the slide deck because this particular launch style was a webinar. Okay, this is a webinar slide, launch style. So in order for us to do a webinar launch style, we need a webinar slide deck, right? You can't produce a webinar without slides. I mean, you can, but I personally use slides. So here you will see all the slides from that webinar. So it's 174 pages of webinar slide pages, right? From the cover to what you're going to learn to, who I am, so on and so forth, right? I'm not going to bore you with all of that because if you didn't attend, you didn't attend. So anyway, there's the webinar, right? And so all of the slides are like all in this one document. That's the part I really want y'all to get. So all the slides is in this one document. So right here, just off rip, we have both of our script promo flyers. We have our email headers. We got our PDF confirmation. We have our Instagram flyers. We have our website header, and we got our presentation slides. And if I really want to go crazy, I could be like, all right, let me go ahead and create a website now. And then I could come over here and start putting elements from this slide deck into this. So let's say I wanted to create a website with a button that talked about it a little bit. So I could come up here, borrow some of these elements. Let me lock this down real quick. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna lock this down. I do want that photo of me. So I'm gonna come back down here to the website, and then boom, right here. So this is a website within Canva, right? I could put this here, put my photo up here, kind of how similar to I had it on a flyer. I can make me bigger, and I can lock this down a little bit more, right? And make sure my those sharp corners are hidden. And then I could take all of this, put this over here, put that information here, boom, just like that. And then if I wanted to, I could still put those lines on there that I had, let's say, well, I'm not going to go do all that. So, but let me add the second part of this website. So I could say, all right, this next part of this website, I want this to be my pink color. And then I want to be able to, add some text about what people are going to learn. So I could go and borrow from my webinar, because I already did this webinar now. And I could say, all right, this is what you're going to learn if I just wanted to borrow that. So I could come over here, go back to my website, come down here, right, to the website that I'm building. And I could actually, I'm going to change this to purple because I think the other colors, yeah. So I'm going to change this to purple. And then boom, just like that, I have, I'm making a website right here within this same design element, right? And then if I want to preview this website, let me go out of this. So let me publish this website. If I wanted to publish in limited to the first hidden pages, let me see. I just want these 2 pages. So let's see, multi-page, whatever. Okay, I'm not going to deal with the technical aspect of this, but let me try to preview this real quick with y'all. So right here, you can see if this was a website, right? Like you can see right now, not right here. Let me go to this page. I need to go to, how about this? 1 second, y'all. 1 second. So what I'm going to do is, because right now I can't show, all these other pages can't be available because it's going to treat it like the website. So let me go over here and hide the rest of these pages. So I'm going to hide these pages. Where's my hide feature at? 1 second. Let me move this out. Duplicate, copy, paste, blah, blah. How do I hide these? Do I have to hide one at a time? That's going to be a damn nightmare. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I saw it just right there, but I can't do. Okay, select all. Yeah, they ain't gonna let me do that. I'm not gonna. This is crazy. I gotta sit here and do this. This is crazy. How many is this? Okay, it might not be too bad, but anyway, you can't have more than a certain amount of pages apparently for the website. But anyway, the point is, let me go back to the website. Okay. So let me unhide this real quick. Okay. So right here, if I was building this out and I was within the page limits, obviously this is a website, right? I don't know if they have buttons just yet and all of that stuff. So I haven't really played around with the websites inside of Canva. But the point is, you can design all of that stuff right here within one freaking campaign, which is a game changer, especially for people who struggle with, trying to figure out everything that they need and how it can become team too much. But the fact that I have all of this stuff in one file is crazy, right? It's crazy. So hopefully this give you all some insight on how you can work within Canva for your next marketing campaign. But for the most part, campaigns have a lot of huge, moving parts and stuff like that. So anywho, let me see if we have any questions. And let me know if you found this video to be helpful. Okay. So let's see. Do we have any questions? Let's see. Okay, here's a question here. How you use the batch? Hold on, let me slow my brain down. Have you used the batch create feature before? Did you like it? I use the bulk create feature. It's cool. I'm typically not ahead. I'm not ahead of my calendar enough to use that feature. However, when we do bring on someone to support us in that capacity, we totally going to use that feature. Is part of the paid program. What do you mean? What do you mean a part of the paid program? So that is this is all within Canva. So if you bought the launch system, you got 60 days access to that, but you still should have your planner, even if you don't still have access to the course. So let me see. Do we have any other questions? The buttons are basically hyperlinked to external pages. Websites in Canva are cool, but very basic. That was my thought process as well. That's probably why I never used the website feature within Canva. Have you tried out the Canva Sheets yet? No. However, use cases. If I needed to design a lot of stuff that had repeating elements, and the only thing that would change is the subject or text, I would totally use Google Sheets for that. But again, I feel like if you're going to use Google Sheets, you're working with a team, and everybody needs to contribute or some type of collaboration in that regard. However, I have seen people use the Canva Sheets to create like multiple graphics for one campaign, but each let's say let me slow my brain down. Each graphic may have different text. It may have different image. It may have a different tone, a different color. You can set that up in the Canva Sheets, and that's great. Also, if you need to translate to another language, that works as well, right? So if you primarily speak English, but you're trying to go into the Spanish market, or you speak mainly Spanish, but you want to go and convert a lot of your assets to English, that's an option as well. Okay. Let's see. The next question: how do you make the project have multiple size flyers on one project? So inside of Canva, have you all updated? So I didn't notice, because I was like, normally they make it a lot easier. But if you go inside your Canva, I don't remember what it looked like prior to that, but it's a button that you can push that will give you the most updated version of Canva. And so it's called Visual something 2.0. So if you come over here and just make any type of size of a graphic, when you're working within Canva, you should see this new option here with the plus sign in the drop down menu. And when you click on the drop down menu, let me hide your photo. When you click on the drop down menu, you're going to see these other options. So like, I want to create a sheet. I want to create a document. I want to create a presentation, whiteboard, social media, video, print, or website. And then if you want to create a custom size, you can click on more and then custom size, and then put the size of graphic that you need right here on the spot. Let's see. Other question here. Let's see. So I will translate the Spanish. That's if something you want to do, right? They have you could change your language on the Canva Sheets. I saw where you could put some text and you could change the language. So that's pretty cool if that's something you're trying to do, if you're trying to go into another arena. All right, let me see. Did you sketch page out first before creating them in Canva? Is it best to do that? It depends, right? So like normally when I'm working, first off, let me go back a little bit. I am a professional graphic designer. I should have probably said that. I don't necessarily sell design anymore as a service, but I do have over 16 years of design experience. So typically when I'm working within Canva, I'm already like design savvy, so I don't necessarily have to pre-sketch. However, I do find inspiration by just, researching and looking at different designs. So like, for instance, our sales page for UnClone Brand Live, we use a lot of Canva graphics for that. So the first part of this header right at the top for our sales page was made in Canva, right? The next part of this was made in Canva. So if you come down like this testimonial graphic was made in Canva. These 3 different panels that talks about what you're going to learn on day 1, 2, and 3. This was all made in Canva. These 2 graphics, I made the photos, but then these actual graphics was made in Canva. If I come down here, this testimonial graphics was made in Canva. I did a whole video on how to create these types of graphics on my YouTube channel. And then let's see, right here, you can see this particular photo is AI, right? This is an AI generated photo. Same thing here. Like I made the blocks inside of Canva, but the people are AI people. So let me show you the actual graphic to this. So if I come inside of here, this is the graphic, the 10 reasons to join. I think I put 9, but it was 10. I didn't necessarily like the 10th one. But you can when we first launched the sales page, right? It had just these kind of like basic ones, right? These weren't horrible, but I wanted to add a little punch to it. So I went back and I created AI images for each reason to attend UnClone Brand Live, right? And so I made 3 columns and I made the different graphics. So you can see here when you're on the sales page, like these are all individual images from that particular campaign. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. And then down here, this is also made in Canva, the ticket options. So if I come back in Canva, you will know, let me show you. So this is the panels that we made for the sales page. So you can see we got day 1, day 2, day 3. So all of those are 3 different graphics. Because again, if I was working on my sales page within one document, I could have put all of these different parts of the sales page inside of one document. But because Canva wasn't updated yet, I had to create different files for each part of my sales page. So if I come down here, even this carousel, we did a carousel version of it as well, like for Instagram. So it's like 9 reasons to attend UnClone Brand Live. And you can see here, these are the Instagram size version of the different reasons to attend UnClone Brand Live. And this is a carousel that I made on Instagram. So if I go to my Instagram and let me show you. If I go to my Instagram, you will see. You see this carousel? So right here, this is the carousel I made inside of Canva. So again, this is the thing. And I literally made a post about this inside of our community. So if you're not a part of our school community, make sure you come and join us because I talked about this yesterday. So let me put this in the chat for those who are not a part of the community. And if you want to join our school community, it's free to join. All right. So anywho, yesterday I made a post about AI. Where is that post at? I want to say I posted it last night. Here it is. So I made a whole post. First off, our group is lit as far as like I post way more in our free community on school than any other platform. So if you follow me and you like, man, I don't never see Audria's stuff, or I don't really ever see her posting as much on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, it's because I'm in my community. And so if you want to hear from me on a more daily basis, then make sure you tap into the community. But here you will notice that I started talking about like AI agents and all of this stuff. Don't y'all know I made an AI agent for my book, Are You Ready for the Yes? And I made an AI agent, like it's like a personal brand GPT. Then I turned around and made another AI agent that helps my clients create original content ideas for their brand. And so when we talk about like all of this stuff and all of these Canva graphics and all of the things that you could do for your business, you got to know this stuff. And this is the thing. If you're going to be a solopreneur, that's fine, right? Because I know there's a lot of people who pride themselves on solopreneurship. I too was one of those people who pride themselves on solopreneurship. Let me tell you, solopreneurship is a way to keep you broke, busted, and disgusted. And the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of people do not have the capacity to be a solopreneur. There's too many moving parts. I was just telling my husband this yesterday. I said, babe, I said, AI is a lot. There's so many moving parts of AI that I'm probably going to have to hire me like an AI person who is just, all they do is feed me updates around AI, right? I did find a membership. It was like $25 a month with this guy on YouTube. He got like a platform where he teach AI. But I was like, AI and business is moving so fast. The days of just doing it by yourself is over. So if you one of those people who like, oh, I'm just going to do it by myself. I'm going to figure it out by myself. I'm not going to hire anyone. I'm not going to put people in place. I'm telling you, your ass is going to struggle. I'm just telling you straight up, because look, everybody is trying to make it seem like it's okay to be small. It's okay to be lean. It's okay to not have a team. I'm going to tell you right now, if you have, and I'm only talking to big people, big dreamers, big people who want to do big things in the world. If you are a person who know for sure that you're going to be a huge brand, meaning you want to be able to employ people and do all those things, you need to learn how to hire, grow, and scale a team. Even if you want to use AI, you still only one person. You know, it's a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm just going to fire people and AI is going to be my team. I don't give a shit. Don't nobody want to sit around and talk to robots all day, right? Yes, it's effective to have an AI team, but I don't think we're at the stage in business where we need to replace humans, right? I'm just saying. I think there's a need for efficiency and improvement, but I don't think we're at the stage in business where we just like, to hell with humans. We don't need them, right? So anywho, I'm going to answer a few more questions, but I do want to let you know that if you buy a ticket to UnClone Brand Live before midnight today, which is April 13, 2025, we're doing an exclusive webinar launch style intensive on April the 26th. I think it is. Let me look at the calendar real quick. I don't know what date it is. It's on, so on April 26th, which is next Saturday, we're doing a 1-day intensive all about creating webinars. And so if you don't know how to create a webinar, if you don't know how to think through a webinar, if you don't know how to plan and ideate for a webinar, I highly recommend that you get your ticket to UnClone Brand Live so you can join us for that intensive. That intensive is sold $500 a la carte, independent of an event ticket. So if you know for sure that you want to build a brand that is scalable and beyond you, and most importantly, the obvious choice of your industry, make sure you head over to unclone.live and grab your tickets. I also dropped the link in the comments in the chat. So I think we got like 1 or 2 more questions and then we're going to jet out. Okay. I wish you had PLR templates I could buy and change the colors for my branding. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not a really big template person. I'm more of a framework person. I find when you give people templates, it takes away from the originality of the person. And I understand that like having templates is easy, right? But our brand is all about making sure you're the obvious choice. And so if I start selling a lot of templates or things where it's a replica of me, then a lot of people you won't be able to build your own brand identity, right? A good example of this is, how many times have you all seen somebody do the remake of a music video or a movie or a celebrity? Put me in the chat if you've ever seen that. Whenever you do those type of things, all you're doing is reminding people of the original source. So for instance, if you've ever seen someone do like a Beyonce theme type campaign, like, oh, I'm going to be like Beyonce for my next marketing campaign. All you're doing is edifying and amplifying Beyonce's brand. You're demoting your own self, you're demoting your own brand, and you're promoting something else that makes people forget you, right? So I just want you all to know that when you all begin to start using templates, or you're trying to create derivatives of something that's known, you block the opportunity for you to build a brand and you to get known for what you are known for. Okay. Let's see. What are your go-to sizes for panels? It depends on the website, right? So for our sales page, the size of that panel is let's see. Where I find the size at? Boom, here it is. So it's 800 by 1800. That's the size panel for the one on our sales page. So hopefully that answered your question. Let's see. I think that's it. Hopefully you all found this video to be valuable. So make sure you check it out. And again, if you all want to attend the webinar Launch Style Surprise Intensive we're doing on April 26th, make sure you go ahead and get your ticket to UnClone Brand Live. That's happening my birthday weekend. My birthday is on July 20th. UnClone Brand Live is happening July 18th through the 20th. So make sure that you head over to uncloned.live and grab your tickets, or you can click the link in the chat if you are live doing this video. So thank you all so much for checking us out and giving us a go today. I know today is Sunday, and I pray that this was helpful for your next marketing campaign. And so until next time, y'all, let's go live an uncloned life and build an uncloned brand. Bye, y'all.